Well, I find myself in pleasant company.
Good day, Conjurer. Are you here for duties? Advancement? Or do you want to hear more about the old Ebonheart Mages Guild? You meet our requirements, Ada, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of a magician. I don't have anything more for you at the moment. However, I believe Valkyria Krex was looking for some assistance. Something about a missing apprentice? Not sure. Far too busy. She's just in the other room over there. She's the bald one. Can't miss her.
I think that tavern girl was looking at me. How can I tell her I'm not interested?
There's no one I'd rather see, Ada. If I can help in any way. One of our apprentices, Miss Ariel, has gone missing while on an assignment. Miss Ariel was sent to explore the cavern of Gand. Gand was formerly occupied by a necromancer by the name of Voher. After Voher's death, it was suspected that Gand might contain a vast repository of soul gems left behind by the late necromancer. It should have been a task fit for an initiate like Missa. However, it has been some time since she set out on her assignment, and I fear that something terrible may have befallen her. Perhaps the cavern was not as uninhabited as we initially thought. Please, go to Gand and find Miss Ariel. Report back to me with any information you find regarding her fate. Gand is located across the Thur River to the west of Old Ebonheart. You can cross to the other side via Almas Thur to the south. Once on the other side, follow the road from Almas Thur north along the river. Eventually, the road will pass through the Oron plantation. Once you reach the northmost edge of the plantation, you should see a clearing to the west. If you pass under a rock arch, you've gone too far. The entrance to Gand should be visible on a cliff face overlooking a small pond. Neil Jaimont is in town. You haven't heard of him? Oh, he's a Wayrist painter. Does wonderful work. If only I could get in touch with him. I've been offered the hand of a well-to-do Imperial officer stationed home in Cyrodiil. I'd like him to see me, but I can't abandon my post, and the next closest thing is sending him my portrait. Not just any painter will do. Only the best for my love. Can you help? Oh, thank you. I want to commission Neil Jaimont to do it. He has a workshop near the Mages Guild.
The Nine and the Empire.
Why swim when you can sail? Ha. What's your destination?
Yeah? What do you want? You are not getting any of my catch, if that's what you are aiming for.
while you can.
What's this? Another Mages Guild whelp come to pilfer my cavern? Foolish dark elf. Soon you shall share the same fate as your little lady friend. Prepare to serve under your new lord for all eternity. Hello, can you hear me? It's me, Miss Ariel. Are you from the Mages Guild? I'm trapped in some dark room deep in this cavern. I ended up here after narrowly escaping Vohir's shuffling monstrosities. Please, I'm too afraid to come out on my own and it's terribly dark in here. Well, truthfully, I don't know. I think it's some kind of telepathy, but I haven't a clue how I'm doing it. We can worry about that later though. Please come find me. I'll let you know when you're getting close, okay? Please stay safe. On the preparation of the corpse. Hearth fire. Book Mara's blood. Fire and darkness. The cavern door. Unknown. Blade. The ranks of the blessed. Blessed are the bone men, for they serve without self in spirit forever. Blessed are the mistmen, for they blend in the glory of the transcendent spirit. Blessed are the wrathmen, for they render their rage unto the ages. Blessed are the masters, for they bridge the past and span the future. The litany of service. The boneman's oath. We die. We pray. To live. We serve. The master's voice. You swore. To serve. Your lord. I can hear your footsteps, Ada. I should be right through that door there. Ada, are you there? You're in my room, right? I can't see you in this darkness. Please light a torch or something if you could. What? How could that be? I'm not blind, am I? What? What is going on here? Ada, you sound like you're right on top of me. Don't be ridiculous, Ada. Stop fooling around and get me out of here. Wait a minute. Hold on, I think you're right. I am dead. How could I forget? That awful feeling of that vile necromancer's dagger burying itself in my abdomen, and then suddenly there was this awful sucking sensation. No. No, this can't be. Ada, you have to reverse this. You have to get me out of here. It's so dark, I can't see a damn thing. Wait, where did the floor go? It's so dark. You have to get me out of here. It's so dark. Wait, where did the floor go? It's so dark. It's so dark. It's so dark, it's so. Hello, Ada. Have discovered anything regarding Miss Ariel? Well, Ada, where's Miss Ariel? By the 9, how revolting. Soul trapping another human being is a crime worse than murder, and being trapped is a fate worse than death. I'm thankful that you dispatched with that bastard. Gods know what he intended to do with Mrs. Soul. However, we can't just leave her in there. My first instinct would be to smash the soul gem. Soul gems act like vessels for souls, so smashing the vessel should free the soul inside. Good point. Truthfully, I'm really not sure what would happen. Before we make any rash decisions, you should consult our enchanter, Zisashieva. She knows a lot more about soul gems than I. If she suggests something stupid, you may also want to consult Hastofos V. Lifer, the town necromancer, a few houses away from here. Don't worry, he practices his art in a perfectly ethical manner. Always happy to chat with people I like. And I like you. Oh dear, poor Missa. So, Valkyria would see the soul gem smashed? That would be a terrible waste. Poor Missa's soul would become fragmented and unusable. It pains me to say this, but Missa is dead for good. There's no way to bring her back. Instead of letting her soul go to waste, I propose we bind whatever magic is left of her soul into something useful and beautiful. A lustrous silver weapon seems a fitting vessel. That way, her death will not have been in vain. Nonsense, Ada. Soul gems only contain the soul magic of a living thing, not the soul itself. However Boher bound her to the soul gem, the bond will be broken when I use it up. My offer still stands.
Welcome. I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
Welcome to Morrowind's Ebony Heart, citizen. Long may its walls brandish the ruby banner. A painting for Amelia Vichisai? Oh, no, I'm not at all in the mood for painting. For a suitor, you say? Romantic love? Oh, all right. If you can find me these ingredients, I can help you with your portrait problem.
Let's set aside.
I'd be happy to talk. My pleasure, really.
Only few people have the courage to enter my house. Salutations to you, brave soul. My name is Hastofos V. Lifer and I am a necromancer. Have you come to talk with the dead? Very peculiar. Very concerning. Could you tell me more about Miss Ariel? A colleague of yours has been trapped inside a soul gem? And you say she spoke to you from within? I find that unlikely. Soul gems cannot contain a spirit, only its energy. Let me take a look. How peculiar. It appears there's more to this gem than meets the eye. It has been enchanted to use the soul energy contained within to bind a spirit to it. In other words, Miss Ariel's ghost has been bound to this soul gem by her own soul magic. That would explain how she was able to speak with you back in Gand. Gods know what Thoher planned to do with her captured spirit. Though her spirit is curiously dormant at the moment, it is likely that she is still able to perceive her surroundings to a degree. With that in mind, I do hope that you haven't been speaking too carelessly about Mrs.'s situation with your colleagues. It would certainly destroy the soul magic within the soul gem, but there's no telling how Mrs. Ghost would fare such a barbarous act. In any case, I do have a solution in mind that would be guaranteed to decouple Mrs. Ghost from the soul gem. Not only would the effects of enchanting be unpredictable and potentially harmful to Mrs. Ghost, but such an act is morally reprehensible as well. If the binding enchantment persists, she could very well become bound to her new vessel, slowly losing her mind and sense of identity as her ghost withers away. I'm not surprised that an Argonian would be so cold-blooded. Fortunately, I've dealt with similar ghost-binding enchantments in the past. In order to conduct the decoupling ritual, I will need the following materials: a black rose, 1 moon mothwing, some black lichen, and some grave dust. Oh, and of course, a small fee of 60 septims. If you bring me all these materials, I will set Missa free from the soul gem. Don't be so prejudiced, Ada. Do you really think that I would be able to get away with something like that at the heart of Imperial power in Morrowind? You have my word that I will not do anything untoward to Mrs. Soul.
How delightful. Welcome. Welcome, friend. The day is yours. What shall we talk about?
Bitter green petals X5. Hyphophagia X5. Script jelly X3. Fire salts X1.
There's no one I'd rather see, Ada. If I can help in any way. Thank you, please come again.
Bitter green petals X5. Hyphophagia X5. Script jelly X3. Fire salts X1.
Always happy to chat with people I like. And I like you. Thank you, please come again.
Bitter green petals X5. Hyphophagia X5. Script jelly X3. Fire salts X1.
Always happy to chat with people I like. And I like you. Thank you, please come again.
How delightful.
Welcome to Morrowind's Ebony Heart, citizen. Long may its walls brandish the ruby banner.
Greetings to you. A pleasure to meet you.
Hail, citizen. Welcome to the crown jewel of Morrowind. It appears you have all the materials needed to disentangle Missa from the soul gem. Do you want to go ahead with the ritual? Excellent. I'll take those off your hands. Now, do you have the 60 septims I asked for? Thank you. Now, step right through here, if you would please. Oh yes, one last thing before I begin. Ada, please hold on to this paper, quill, and inkwell. Miss Ariel may want you to write down a message. Now then. Ciao. Estes. Takura.
Hey? Whoa, I can see. Where am I? Ada, is that you? I can barely hear you, Ada. Did you say, freed? Oh, thank the gods. But I feel so strange. Light, almost. I'm still dead, aren't I? I thought so. It's difficult to grasp, but I need to accept my fate. Ada, if you can still hear me, I'd like to thank you for freeing me from that soul gem. Though you knew I was doomed, you took great care to ensure that my ultimate fate wasn't eternal imprisonment. Oh dear, I think I feel myself becoming lighter. Please, before I go, I'd like you to write down my final words. It's a message to my family in Cyrodiil. My dearest mother and father, I'm not sure how best to put this, so I shall simply state it. I am dead. I was killed while on a Mage's Guild assignment. I was nearly condemned to an eternity of imprisonment inside of a soul gem, but thankfully I was set free by my fellow Mage's Guild associates. Before I depart from this plane, I want to let you know that I am eternally grateful to you for encouraging me to pursue my ambitions even when you knew the risks involved. It is regrettable that I will never be able to return to Cyrodiil, but we shall meet again in the afterlife. These have been my final words. Farewell.
Fantastic job, Ada. Mrs. seemed quite grateful towards you. Compassion is its own reward, no? Well then, if the Mages Guild needs any more necromantic rituals performed, let them know that I am available anytime.
The doors of the spirit. The ranks of the blessed. Blessed are the bone men, for they serve without self in spirit forever. Blessed are the legions of the dead. The pages of the Book of Rest and Endings are filled with obscure bits of cult mumbo-jumbo. The ritual for ending of Rathman. From 50 fathers. Frozen in slave past. Ripped from the wraith loom. Sunder the life weave. Loctite in earth grip. Hold firm in grave fast.
Here to see the castle?
This is the Fetcher's Pawn, the go-to pawn shop for assorted gear and knickknacks. Have you decided what we should do with Miss Ariel's soul? I'm relieved to hear that Haste-O-Phos was not only able to set Mrs. Soul free, but give her some closure as well. I will be sure to deliver this letter to her family post-haste. Fantastic work, Ada. Here's your pay for this assignment, and as a bonus, I'll teach you debilitating touch as well.
Well,
Good day, Conjurer. Are you here for duties? Advancement? Or do you want to hear more about the old Ebonheart Mages Guild? You meet our requirements, Ada, but you have not yet completed the duties expected of a magician.
Mages Guild, Ghost in a Gem. An apprentice of the Mages Guild, Miss Ariel, has gone missing after being sent to investigate the Cavern of Gand. I am to go to Gand in search of Miss Ariel and return with either Missa, or tidings regarding her fate. It turns out that Voher, the supposedly dead necromancer who inhabited Gand, wasn't dead after all. He attacked me when I entered the cave. After I killed him, I was contacted by Miss Ariel, apparently telepathically. She told me that she is trapped somewhere in Gand. I found Miss Ariel. Voher had killed her and trapped her soul inside of a soul gem. She was rather distraught at the realization. I should report back to Valkyria Krex with the soul gem. Valkyria Krex was horrified at the news of Mrs. Fate. She wants to smash the soul gem, but suggested that I first consult Zisashieva in the Mages Guild, and then perhaps Haste-O-Phos V. Lifer, a necromancer living nearby. Zisashieva suggested that what's left of Miss Ariel's soul be used to enchant something useful and beautiful rather than go to waste. Haste-O-Phos V. Lifer offered to set Mrs. Spirit free from the soul gem. He needs a black rose, one moon mothwing, some black lichen, and some grave dust in order to conduct the necessary ritual. Haste-O-Phos V. Lifer has set Mrs. Spirit free from the soul gem. Valkyria Krex was pleased to hear that Missa was set free from the soul gem. For my efforts, she taught me a spell.